They finally did it. New Red Hot Chili Peppers song, Black Summer. Oh, Nelly. It's been a long freaking time coming, this one. Sorry, hello everybody. I'm just excited, as you couldn't tell. Red Hot Chili Peppers have just put out a new song. They are basically my favourite band. They're like my first ever live experience of music when I was a wee boy in Hyde Park, standing on a beer crate. I was young enough that standing on a cardboard box, and I didn't go through it, so that's how small I was. Chili Peppers have been my biggest favourite band for a long time, and it has been a while since they put out some new music. Well, I should have looked this up beforehand, but they put out their most recent album whilst I was at university. It's been like 6 years at least, something like that, 6 or 5 years since they put out new material. So, exciting times. Plus, we've got the return of Frusciante on guitar, long awaited. Josh Klinghoffer, we did like you, I did like you, but Frusciante's back! And Rick Rubin is back producing. Again, I quite like the previous album, but their prime it is not, and so I'm quite happy to see anything from that era of their career come back. So, also quite exciting. I don't know why it's changing backgrounds, but we're just going to have to rock on with that one. I'm not quite sure why it's doing that. So, I thought we'd watch it through together. I've obviously already seen it a few times, and I've stewed on it for a few days because I wanted to make sure I knew exactly what it was, how I felt about it before I talked to anybody about it. So, I've already had a chance to process my thoughts, so I thought we could watch it together. Hopefully this video doesn't get too badly demonetized, and I'll pause it, we'll talk about it, and we'll just see. I have a general overall impression of this thing, so let's get cracking. Apologies again if the green screen is a little janky. I am still working on it. It's surprisingly difficult to light a green screen when you're like this kind of cramped in, but anyway, Black Summer, so let's chuck this puppy on and hope that it's not too bad timing, volume-wise. First thing, I mean, they clearly don't have any issues with their green screen, because I'm pretty sure like 99% of this is. Listen to his intonation, it's really weird. Not so much there. Right. Also, he literally can't write a song that doesn't involve lyrics about drugs, which is funny. I like his little dance moves too. It's like yoga mixed with rap. That's it. What is that? I mean, I don't get me wrong. Kiedis' like normal delivery is weird anyway, but no. Also, his teeth are spikier than I remember them being. Dirk. He's really weird. I don't know if I'm talking too in depth, but basically there's a thing called diphthongs. So all words have, or most vowels and words have like a kind of two sounds to them. So it's we are, but it's we're, and the second half at the is the diphthong, which is traditionally speaking the part that you're not meant to exaggerate too much. So, and again, I'm not a genius at this, but this is how I've had it explained to me. So if I was to go we're, you want the to be quick and at the end just to round the sound off rather than and he's gone chainer. Whatever, it works for him because it's freaking Anthony Kiedis, but it just makes me laugh. It's so against any like musical tuition I've ever heard. Also, Fleas in a Poncho, fuck yeah. Look at him, cheeky bastard. Whoa! Yeah! Frusciante! You sexy bastard. Look, he's floating in front of some ice cream. Oh. I've seen this video like 5 or 6 times already, and I'm still gassed every time I see him. Yeah! I love his little dances. But this definitely feels very kind of, I mean, old school Chili's isn't quite the right word, but it's definitely, you know, it's, sorry. It's got all the hallmarks. I think it's just the way that Frusciante does his guitar lines. Him and Flea just gel together so freaking well. Yeah, it turns out Kiedis is still freaking jacked as hell, and Chad Smith still looks like Will Ferrell. It's been a long time since I made a new I love his dancing. But that bass line underneath it. And Frusciante's bass, well, we'll listen to the chorus and I'll talk about it. Yeah, okay, we'll pause that for a second. To start with, the bass line under that chorus is absolutely fantastic. It does so, considering, I mean, it's one of the things that Chili Peppers have always done very well, is despite having a somewhat sparse layout, like it's one guitar, one bass, one drums, one vocals, well, two vocals, I guess. But the way that Flea, especially in conjunction with Chad, plays that bass, it's so melodic that it allows Frusciante to be far more kind of noodly and take some of the weirder lead line type things going on. So I love the bum 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 bum. It's got this really nice rising arpeggio thing going on underneath it. Fantastic, love that. Kiedis' voice is sounding good as well. I mean, I'm sure it took him a while to get those takes, but maybe I'm just being a naysayer there. But Kiedis' vocals sound good, but I tell you what, it's a breath of fresh air to hear Frusciante's backing vocals again. Those, bad timing. Oh well, we'll go on to it. Yeah, you can tell it's different. First song back, of course, Frusciante gets a solo. You can hear what I mean about Flea managing to hold the entire, like, sort of fills the sound out remarkably well, considering it's just the bass and drums. But I think there's beauty in their simplicity. So freaking Frusciante's solos, they've never been, like, hugely complicated. I mean, I'm not a very good guitarist, and I can play some of his solos, so they're not, well, mostly not hugely complicated, but he's almost like Jack White in the way that it's almost, well, to me at least, it's far more about the tone and the way he gets those sounds out of that guitar. They're so unique to him. I mean, again, sorry, Klinghoffer, as much as I liked you, I don't know what it is about Frusciante. He's got that freaking magic touch. Anyway, back to the slow bit. Show off that freaking eagle tattoo. Whoa. That's my favourite bit of the whole song. Lyric, sailing on a censorship. It's almost so cheesy it's terrible. Oh, my green screen's freaking out. But it is also amazing. Sailing on a censorship is fucking genius. And also, I love how he just gets the flex in at the same time. Look at this. Yeah. Yeah, we get it, Kiedis. Yeah. I mean, again, all freaking Chili Peppers lyrics, they're like weirdly emotive whilst making not a lot of sense. I love it. Like, it's like every time they release a new album, you got to play the game of how far into the album does it take for them to mention the name of a state and the name of a girl. Usually, there's like a whole bingo checklist you can do with it. It's pretty funny, but ready? Yeah. And now they're all out in the fucking open. Oh, it's great. It's so elating with the sun up there, and the way that I've got shivers. Waiting on another black. I know you don't want to hear me say it, but can't help it. It's just the way that little stop just before it comes out, and this chorus is so freaking, I don't know, it's euphoric, and I think a lot of that is to do with the bass. It really feels like they're just happy to be back together again. Go on, kid, it's flex more. Waiting on another black summer to end. Tell you what, this green screen they've got is, well, I mean, you can see the issues I'm having with it. My freaking microphone's invisible. Isn't that fantastic? Isn't that freaking fantastic? Yeah, I don't know. My first initial thoughts when I listened to it were, they were good. Like, I liked it. So I don't know whether or not, if this is your first time hearing it, I mean, obviously you should definitely go out and actually listen to the song or watch the video. This is not a substitute for that. Hear me, YouTube. I'm not trying to steal their money. But in my initial reaction, I liked it. It sounded kind of classically Chili's-y, but I wasn't quite sure. But the more I've listened to it, the little sort of nuances have come out. And just the way that the backing vocals are so sparsely put on there, but they just... it's just elating. That's the sound it feels to me, and the contrast between how the choruses are like this really like kind of rising things, and the lyrics, whilst not they're not like happy, but they're not sad. You know, waiting for another Black Summer to end. We're waiting for the end. That's the point. We're not dwelling on the fact it's a Black Summer now. Whilst the vocals in the verses are a little more they're a little more, well, not depressing, but they're definitely more soulful. We'll go with soulful. So yeah, that's all. Switch back to my face. Yeah, I don't know. I really, really like that track. It's really, really grown on me. It feels like they're back and they're celebrating having the full crew back together. I guess, I mean, I know that this album got a little bit of delay happened to it because they COVID, which doesn't help. Oh, and I'm in front of Fish again. Cool. Yeah, so it really does feel like they're celebrating being back together. Freeze in a poncho. Keyless is topless and still jacked, apparently. So, I don't know. It's just really good to see the boys back together and still cranking out what I think is quality music. So, yeah, if you did like, so let me know what you thought about the song in the comments down there. I'll only cry a little bit if everybody dumps on the song. Check me out on Twitch, twitch.tv/SpangleJerps. It's all under the same thing. And I've obviously got a few things coming around on YouTube as well. More songs, more music videos, all of that good stuff. So, yeah, thank you very much for watching this with me, and I'll catch you on the next one.